Hello, welcome back to the Pedal Progressions podcast, where progression is the obsession. Today, we finally got a long-time bucket list guest for us, Marnie 10K. It was a hoot. Craig, why don't you tell us a little bit about what went on, because it was kind of a tornado of awesomeness.
I mean, this is one of the coolest episodes we've done. It was just a whirlwind of stories and fun. Marnie's a second grade teacher turned mountain bike trailblazer and race promoter. She's got an incredible energy, humor, and a ton of heartwarming stories that are going to have you laughing, maybe tearing up a little, and above all else, itching to hop on your bike. From building Michigan's most beloved trails to passing out beers on race days, this one's got it all. Kellen, what do you got?
Yeah, check out our store. Always working on new stuff. It's getting warmer out. Some jerseys would be good to buy from there. I'm also working on some stickers right now, so if you see us out in the wild, come hit us up for some stickers. Anything you buy goes right back into the podcast and make it better. Brian, you want to tell us about some sponsors?
Yes, I'd like to talk about our sponsor, 8th Day Gym. They have an awesome intro offer where you can do unlimited classes for a month for $50 or $49. And I mean, it's normally $120. I've been back for a week now, and I can already feel the difference with just it in a week. Squats for watts. That's how we do things around here. And our longtime sponsor, the Building Blocks Foundation, we are going to have the woman herself tell us about it.
The Building Blocks Foundation Incorporated is a West Michigan nonprofit that it has a mission of providing speech and language services to students who are typically underserved and gives them the gifts of communication.
That's awesome. It's something I've been trying to say in every episode and cannot do it as well as she just did.
It was far more beautiful than what you do.
Yes, that is Courtney Josel, who is my significant other that we reference on every single show all the time, who finally joined us because Marnie was nervous because she didn't know what she would talk about. And as you will hear in this podcast, there was no shortage of things to talk about and how great it turned out. So hope you enjoy this podcast with Marnie 10K and Courtney Josel, and of course us. Enjoy.
I've heard it for 30 years teaching.
Teaching what?
Second grade, mostly the littles.
Okay, while they're still fun.
No, I feel like they start getting attitudes around second grade.
At the end, well, so one year, the parents are like, please, the third grade teacher's leaving, please loop up and be with our kids again. I'm like, I don't know. But they talked me into it, so I'm like, all right, I'll loop up with your kids, but you guys have to help me, especially with the math, because I don't know if I'll be able to teach them.
That hard third grade math.
I know, it's a lattice method. So that's what Tanner's like, are you married to that math book or me? And I'm like, yeah, this math book, because I don't want to look like a dummy the next day.
What district did you teach at?
Forest Hills. I was at Collins Elementary.
Okay, I went to Forest Hills.
You did? What school?
I moved there in middle school, so I went to, what was the middle school called?
This one feeds into Northern.
Yeah. I went to Central, so I went to Central High School. There's another Central, I forget what it's called, but it's right next to the high school. They're almost on like the same drive there.
Well, yeah, I went to the old one, which was separate buildings.
Mm-hmm. My cousins went to Forest Hills Northern, so I don't know what elementary school they went to, but Gallup. Last name was Gallup. I don't know if...
Oh my gosh. Erica Gallup?
Yes! That's my cousin!
What?
Yes!
Are you talking
around? I had her in class.
No way! You know,
I had both of the girls.
You know class. That she's married to like a Guatemalan.
You guys know you're talking around City. Microphones. Right? just say it.
Well, it hasn't started yet, has it?
Get these things out of my face.
Yes, she lives in New York City and Manhattan.
Tell her Mrs. TC loves her.
I will.
Love both those girls. You got to give her a hug.
She's married to like a Guatemalan tattoo artist.
What are we talking about? Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, God. All right.
I described you as wind her up and get her going guest. They're like, we got to do research. I'm like, I think it'll just flow.
Just
Okay.
throw the grenade and run away.
All right. We better make it official. Begin.
I'll show you pictures after.
It's funny because literally the first thing I wrote on my outline was, how'd you go from being a second grade teacher to a race promoter?
That is such a good question. Oh my gosh. Yeah. From a second grade teacher to this.
Who's more immature, the racers or the second graders?
It depends. And I won't say what type of racers, but there are some. No. But they are still nose pickers, you know. Racers, second graders, they're still nose pickers. But yeah, so gosh, this all started Tanner and I, we were 39 years old and both of our kids were doing something on a Saturday night and we're playing Scrabble and I started cry laughing. I don't know, Courtney, do you know what a cry laugh is? Like you're crying and laughing at the same time. And then he's like, Tanner's like, what's wrong? Are you sad? Or are you happy? What's going on? I'm like, it's a Saturday night and we're old and we're playing Scrabble. This is our life. This is horrible. I don't want to play Scrabble. We need to have fun. Our kids are out having fun. So anyways, the next day I ran into his college roommate, Scott Templer. He actually lives right across the street from you. He built slingshot bicycles.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, Marn, you got to get him a mountain bike again. I mean, that's what you guys got to get into it. And I'm like, oh, if you say so. So I ordered him a bike. I went to pick it up and I'm like, it's just the triangle? Like, where's the wheels and the handlebars?
You just got a frame.
I just got a frame and I paid a lot for it. So I thought, how is this much money? Just the triangle. I didn't even know it was called a frame. Like a frame is something you put your picture in. So I knew nothing about bicycles at all. Like other than you ride them and have fun. So I got him one for his birthday and I had Scoot put the wheels, steering, the handlebars. He had to put that stuff on. So I had him build it up for him and I gave it to him for his Christmas and birthday because they're 3 days apart. I said, dude, you better ride this thing because I've never spent this kind of money on you ever. Even when I was trying to land you, it was like, no, I'm not. So, oh gosh. So anyways, we started, just riding and then we went out to Canonsburg. So it was the closest or he would ride out there and he goes, Martin, you would love it. It's so much fun. I said, I don't know, I'll just maybe get a mom bike or whatever. And so I got a mom bike and then he brings me to Yankee on the mom bike.
Ooh.
And every time I would pedal down, I would either hit a rock or a root. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I sold it, and then he got me a slingshot for my 40th birthday 6 months later. Like, my neighbor's like, I'll buy your mom bike. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is not. So anyways, then we're like, okay, these trails just don't make themselves. So we did a little research and thought, okay, well, let's do a trail day. And I remember going to the trail day, and there were 2 other couples. It was Steve and Sue Kunith and Rick and Kathy Plate. And they're like, we're going to have work on section 1 and you never forget your first bench cut. It's still there. It killed me, but I did it. And then, we just started riding occasionally or whatever. And then Tanner started racing and that was not my thing. I was like, nope, I'm teaching full time. There's no way. I don't have time for that. And then he'd say, we were at Pando, I remember, he's like, Marnie, you could beat her. He just knows me. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just start riding my bike to work on Fridays because we get to wear jeans. So I started riding my bike Friday. And then I thought, well, I want to make Monday better. So I'm going to start riding Friday and Monday. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? If I'm doing Monday and Friday, I might as well Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then it became every day. I started riding to work and just commuting. And, if it was sloppy out, I'd just take one of the second graders' paint shirts and wipe my chain and put some new. But then, let's see, Tanner started disliking his job very muchly in the corporate world.
He was grocery, right?
Oh, yeah.
We had Craig,
all right, can we say,
your old D&W.
yeah, I did work at D&W too. I was a bag lady. That was to get through college. But he worked for a candy company, which my students loved. Erica will remember that.
Okay.
My students loved. And he's like, it was so slowly killing him. And he put in his 2 weeks notice, which turned to be 2 years notice. And he's just like, it was the golden handcuffs, it paid so well. And he's just like, what am I going to do? I can't show the kids that I'm a quitter because our kids were in high school still. And this is terrible. I can't do this. I got to stick with it. I'm like, you don't have to. And then he finally, his 2-year notice finally was up, and we were doing a trail day with Rick. And he's like, hey, I want you to check out this farm, the Luton farm. And I think I'm going to try to see if we can build a trail there. And so Tanner's like, sweet, that sounds cool. And then I want you to check out this dump. I think I want to build a trail there. And
Merrell.
Yeah. He comes home. And I'm like, who would want to ride their bike at a dump? And then Tanner's like, well, let's just go up there. They're all going to be up there. And Kathy and Rick are going to be up there with Utah. And so I'm like, all right. And so we go and we walk the land of Merrell. And I could not believe it. So this is how the race promoters part comes in. He and Rick probably put 3,000 hours of time into that trail the first year, building a bromance that was like no other.
I mean, that's how
Yeah, you get it. And when you find that person that is your yin to your yang, your right hand, and Rick is not about the sell of the sizzle, but he goes, I would like to make Barry-Roubaix as big as Iceman. And Tanner's like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, it would be awesome. And so Tanner's like, if you want, man, we can do that. And in the meantime, Tanner's putting a promo together for Merrell to see if they would be the sponsor of this all-inclusive wonderful trail that we'll be including in your community. So he had put this together, and Tanner's like, that's the kind of thing you got to do, and we're going to bring it to Hastings. And so they brought it to Hastings, and the rest is history. At the time, they had Kiss Cross on Sundays, so that was I had Saturday to do my laundry and groceries, and then Sunday we did Kiss Cross, and then back to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday with all the kiddos. But it was that was Tanner's gig. It was like, okay, this is happening. And so that's how it all started. The boys building Merrell Trail.
That's some of the best times, though, is like when you're out in the woods just trying to pass the time.
Oh my gosh.
Raining, dripping on you.
Yep.
Trying to talk young kids into carrying buckets for you.
Yeah, I was that Y bridge. I brought all the wood down on there. I had bruised, bony shoulder tops from just bringing the wood down because the boys would had their saws down there. Oh no, not an electric saw. They had to use because it's there's no electricity down there at the Y bridge. But yeah, so that.
They do make cordless saws. I have one in the car.
Well, it was 13 years ago. I don't know if those were invented then. Maybe they had that. I don't know. But yeah, they had they're screwing in the boards, and then they called the boys in from Brown County, and they came and polished it up, and it's a hoot.
We were there. What was that? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Checking out the new revision of the single climbing trail at Winalda now.
Oh man, that was the following summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tanner's he's like, I don't know. Rick's a little older than me, but I feel like I do P90X every day, and then I get up and do it again. It's like, all for charity. But it was great. A lot of energy behind that. Mm-hmm. So
I mean, that's probably the most popular trail in the greater Grand Rapids area.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite trail that's local.
Oh,
I think it's the first one that comes up when you if you search on one of the mountain biking trail websites or whatever, Merrell is the one that everyone knows about.
Yeah.
It's close to the highway, which is great. Like, I have so many friends from Chicago and stuff that are going on vacation that'll like jump off and like do a quick loop.
It's a destination.
And now between Merrell and the Dragon, now it's like kind of people working their way up the highway.
Yeah, we're so lucky. We have so many great trails, and we got the old school trail, Canonsburg, and then we got this foopy soupy fun stuff over at Merrell and the Dragon.
So
Wallfield now.
And Warfield.
I have to ask you about Merrell, since you said you built the Y bridge. Did you also build the A-frame through the tree?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
That was
I
you?
personally did not.
Oh.
That is Big Daddy Craw. That's what we call Rick. Big Daddy Craw. But he is like that sawtooth section. He is all about it. He loves the rocks and stuff. And to come down to the Y bridge, those rocks were placed there on purpose to slow people down, to take the Y. So they were not all naturally there. And a lot of times we had to like get off, like throw our shovels and stuff aside, and I'd get a stick like the distance of my bike handles and go, okay, can I ride down this and have it be swoopy and fun, or am I gonna crash?
Or is it going to be a problem? There's at least one point I run 800 wides.
Oh yeah.
And there's one spot on Merrell. I forget where it is exactly, but
The Pines. It's in the Pines.
It's a pucker every single
Oh.
time. You gotta,
Yeah, I know exactly.
all
where
three
it
of
is.
us do 800 bars.
Well, the Merrell was where I first ever encountered you.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It was like my first time, I think, ever riding Merrell, and it was, I think she was coming up Siren.
Oh,
And-
I remember this story.
And
Oh,
I
gosh.
didn't even know how to shift at that point. And I just hear this lady, come on, boys, you gotta keep up. The leading of all the boys behind you. And I was like, who
They
is
play a
that
game.
lady?
We play a game called the cat chased the mouse, Marnie Mouse. Okay, and I'm like only on the uphills, and they all get me on the downhills.
My next thing on my list. You're known for being positive, cheerleader, energizer bunny. That's literally what it says.
I had no I was dying at that point, and I was
Oh,
just
gosh.
like, hey, I think you were the first female I'd ever seen on a trail.
Oh
Like, and I was
gosh.
just like, that will never be me.
And no, and then it becomes you. And
No.
then I was always the one going, wee! Like, and they're like, oh, Marnie, I heard you at Merrell. I never saw you, but I heard you. And I'm like, I know, it's so much fun.
It's like that Geico commercial during the frickin' March Madness right now with the pig going wee wee wee.
Yeah.
Courtney loves it, and I hate it.
Oh my gosh, but we work with kids.
Yeah,
We work with kids.
we get it.
Yes. Yeah. Some of those funny little stories when Rick and Kath were around. Oh my gosh. One of our Fargos, we get to the second campground, because it's the first campground. It's like the welcome party, and then we pack everything up, and then we go set up at the second campground. Her tent was missing. Like, I can't find my tent. What the heck? Where's my tent? John, where's my tent? I don't know. She goes, oh, well, it rained last night. I put it in a trash bag. Oh, wait, you put it in a trash bag? Well, then it's probably at the other campground in the trash bin. And Kath and I are, we're vertically challenged. We're not tall people. And we had to roll like a hazardous waste barrel over to the side only to get into the trash can. And it was like, looked like Kathy was putting on a puppet show. I'd see her head pop up. And I'm like, what's that one? Oh, it is pizza boxes. Oh, we go back down. And then I'd see her head pop up again. I'm like, no, what have you got? Oh, this one's got all kinds of things, but it doesn't have my... But we found her tent in the dumpster.
And hepatitis.
Yeah, poor Kath. It was sealed, luckily. But yeah, just funny little things that happen.
So the Fargo is one of your other events. You guys, 3 events, 4 events? Because it's Lumberjack, Barry.
Yes, and then Fargo. So those are our main events, and then we do a 100% fundraiser to the Barry County, because they are just the greatest group of people in Hastings. And 100% of our volunteers are paid. Almost $60,000 we paid out last year, and just for the volunteer groups that we have, And it is just so rewarding. So then we do, in the fall, we do like just a fun ride. Everybody comes. We bring donuts and coffee, and got in touch with Justin Straub over at the Hastings Culinary Arts Program for the high school. I'm like, hey, would your kids want to make some soup and chili and bring it out? And, we'll definitely pay you. And, they served it. And it's just been a fun event. And it goes to, we divide that between the Hastings, their Humane Society down there. It's probably got an official name. And then the Literary Luminary Library that's started by Dolly Parton.
Yes.
Kids with books is my heart.
I have her bookmark in my purse right now because I was just talking to somebody that just opened a chapter here.
So, oh my gosh. So Hastings has a chapter.
Yeah. So Kent County just opened one.
Oh, yay. We got to get books in kids' hands. I mean, there's so many kids on screens. In fact, it kind of makes me sad, but it is.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that is another conversation. So, yeah, that's our other event. So I would say that's an event because a lot of people come and it's just the chill. People just ride and get to know one another. And it's in the fall when you notice how beautiful the race course is. Those gravel roads have so many lakes and ponds and creeks that you're crossing. The forest, it's just beautiful.
And this weekend is the official pre-ride, right? The 30th?
Yes, we will have a pre-ride. And, you can pre-ride at any time because...
Well, I think your announcer is having an event that day as well.
Oh!
The Jeff Jacoby Adult Strider World Championships, which Kellen and Courtney are both world champion.
Both world champions.
Oh, you got to go.
Back-to-back world champion.
You have got to go uphold your titles.
No,
I want to do both. My goal is to go do both this year.
You could. Well, the thing is, you can pre-ride Barry anytime because those MDOT signs are out.
I do the 22 because, punk rock.
It's
old
old
school. Be a little different.
Yes, and it's pretty.
It adds all the terrible hills and the scenery, but
you get the scenery.
It's like the 36 without the paved road that's a little narrow.
Yeah. But it's good. And people always say, I'm only doing the 18. I'm like, never say you're only doing the 18 because there's more climbing per mile than any of the other routes. And so when people say, I'm only doing the 18, I'm like, well, it's not like 18 miles in Florida. I'm just saying.
Well, they should suck it up and do the 22.
Oh, yeah.
Look on Trail Forks.
Yeah. We still have some of those signs that say, the 20.
I need it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that had to get changed. Steve Brown's wife got plowed over by someone that just wasn't looking. We didn't think there would still be people out on the course at that time. And so it's always Matt and Tenor, they're always looking at stuff. How can we make it safer? How can we make it, do we need to finish, make the finish different? Do we need to have the 100 miles go through Middleville? Do we need to have, they're always looking, how can we make this better? Or we had a bad crash at the finish a few years ago. Sweet Monica Torrey of all the people. Oh my God, I love that girl. Horrible crash. And they're like, okay, we need to look at our finish again. This has to be, and it was crazy. Matt literally had her wrapped in the race chute and there is a fire truck hosing the blood off the road and people are just almost plowing into her, so we're always looking, how can we make this safer? And, so everybody. We
had that story from the Pace Dirt Bikers perspective 2 episodes ago when we had Robbie on.
Robbie Coates.
He's a hoot.
Oh, yeah. Cobby Rotes.
Yeah, I went and saw his band at the back 40, and I was definitely the second oldest person in the room by 20 years.
Oh, my God.
We saw Geetz's band, too, that night. We walked from Tip Top Tavern to back 40. So we went from geezers to kids and then back.
Oh, gosh. Geetz. Yeah, that's when we reconnected. I was like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. That is big 6-0. I've known Geets from the grocery days. I was a bag lady and he worked in the produce.
I think that came up on his episode,
Yeah.
actually.
Really? Oh my gosh.
We
Yep.
said, we're like, future guest, Marnie and Scott, who's not here.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, dear Barry, I forgot to sign up. Can I get in? And he's dealing with this right now. It is just so much going on. His head is like circus balls and juggling. But he'll calm down. And he's one of those guys. He doesn't like to toot his own horn at all. Like he's like, no, I don't want to talk about myself.
I need the brochure pitch for Barry because I know nothing about gravel.
Okay.
I'm a dirty downhill and enduro guy. So sell me on this thing. What is it? Why should people do it?
Oh gosh, I'm not gonna make people do stuff. I think what it is, it's the town is just adorable. It's the cutest thing. Like if you go down right now, like we had our volunteer appreciation party in January, and they had all their town had twinkle lights and little banners and new shops, and it's just the sweetest, cutest little town. And I gotta say, our after party is a hoot. There was a guy that made.
Says the girl that can remember it.
Oh, well, I don't drink, so, but you're right. I mean, I got a lot going on in my head because I go from the basement of Ace Hardware for 2 full days. Jenny and I are down there. We don't see the light of day. Anywho.
For what? Why are you in the
Packet
basement?
Oh, because that's where the packet pickup is.
Gotcha.
So we have
Okay.
to funnel like 4,000 people because at least 1,000 came to Cannonsburg, I'd say, last year. So there's like 4,500 left that we have to have funnel through to pick up their stuff. And the ladies, they have it dialed down there. They've got signs. If you're this number to this number, but that's not a reason that you should sign up.
So we're talking 5,000 plus entrance.
Yeah.
Well, Courtney, what drew you to it? Because I said I would never, ever ride gravel in my entire life, and then you got me doing it, and now I do it every year. And I help out, and I've poured beer, and I've done all the things with Barry, but you really got me into it.
I can't remember. I think it was the Taggarts that talked me into it the first year.
Oh, they're so awesome.
No, it was Danielle Musto.
She's great at talking people into
She
stuff.
talked me into it.
She talked me into doing Lumberjack.
Yeah, she talked me into doing. She talked me into doing the Margie Jessic.
Oh,
you know,
my-
like
yeah. You should do it. It's really fun.
Yeah. And then she doesn't go. And then, but no. So that year, I actually like was on the podium that year. The first year I did it, I was shocked that I got on the podium. But I thought the coolest part was just because I was used to downhill. I was like, no matter what, there's like 75 people around you at all times. Like, no matter what. And like, everyone has different personalities, and they're just like, hey, and some people are like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And some people are dying, and so you just kind of get like the full spectrum.
Yeah.
And it is crazy just like how many people come and invade this small town, and they're just like, there's just no ill, like they're just excited. And I don't know, it's just a really cool, just weird invasion of bikers.
I mean, we pass out beer now. Like the last few years, you guys. We drive around and pass out beer and pole dance on the back of cars. And
Well, I did it 2 years ago.
Yep, and we passed out beer.
Yep.
We came and saw you at like 6 different places on the course.
And I got really mad when Michael started riding up because I wanted to quit. I was like, who's riding backwards on the course? And it was our little Michael, and he's like, you're almost done. I'm like, God damn it.
But Court, would you agree that doing the sucky race is better than not riding at all?
Yeah.
I know.
100%.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael even got me a little banana, and that kept me
Yeah.
going.
Oh.
Well, because like all even like there's just everybody out there. There's just random pit stops that people just have, like we have fresh bananas for everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Set
just
up
there.
a table from
Oh,
Costco.
yeah.
There is a man and his wife. He he plays the drums and she dances
Yes.
in a blow up dinosaur suit.
Well, and the drum line comes out from the high
Oh
school.
yeah, that's
Bagpipes?
Jennifer Ewers. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
the bagpipers. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
So this is like
it's a production.
Oh yeah,
the highlight of the year
well,
for the community.
Icelandic
potentially.
moonshine.
Oh,
oh,
when the Loft
sounds like
Boys
it
were
could make
there
you
that
blind.
year.
oh my gosh, we have grandmas that make cookies and brownies at the church, and they're like passing these things out. But the after party, I'm like, oh, what did you ride today? Oh, I didn't ride. I just wanted to see what was going on, so I came down to give. I saw food trucks, and I wanted. So
That's
it's
legit.
like people just come to the after party just to come to the after party. We got fire pits. Some man welded
Yeah.
bicycles and the word Hastings on these giant fire pit things. So we pay the Cub Scouts to keep the fire
So you've never
going.
even been to it?
No.
You
I
should
have
for
never
sure
been.
go.
You
this
have
year.
no
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Just come to the party.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can go help Mark and help him with his team stuff. He appreciates the help, and he'll listen, and he'll call us out on it. You should do the pre-ride on Sunday.
Oh
if
my
it's nice
God.
out.
I won't be here.
Oh, you'll be in Tennessee
Yeah.
racing downhill.
Attempting to.
Oh gosh. Yeah, speaking of Jacoby, I remember one year they had just paved the parking lot where we have our after party, and Jacoby wanted his own little fire. Well, he melted a piece of newly paved parking lot.
Oops.
Oh, I didn't know I wouldn't have my own fire. He had a couch. He had a, Jacoby's got to make it all fun. He's so, yeah, the year he did the scooter for his dad. Oh my gosh. And then he rode a penny a farthing,
Yeah.
and that thing has no brakes. I saw him.
We did the pre-ride with him in that year.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. Gosh, yeah, I love that guy.
So,
Go ahead.
so of all the events you put on, what is your favorite? Or can't you pick one because they're all like your kids?
Okay, they all have a special something about them, but because of the sheer numbers of Barry and the amount of stuff, like some people have a little black book of their men or their women. I got a little black book of Barry, a little black book of Lumberjack, and a little black book of Fargo, because there's certain things. But my favorite is Lumberjack because it is like, it's out in the Manistee National Forest. It's absolutely gorgeous and peaceful the entire week. And we only have 500 people sign up for that. So as opposed to 5,500, that's a huge. And so there's less merch, and we're in the little log cabin setting up in the woods. The boys are out marking the course. And this year we have a big surprise.
Is Lumberjack sold out?
Yes. 5
Is-
minutes.
We might be looking for an entry for Courtney's surgeon, who has done Leadville a couple times.
And he was asking us for races to lead up to Leadville, and we're like, Lumberjack would be a good one.
I made him a jersey. It's coming in the mail with his name on it and stuff for Dr. Rizzo.
Oh, well, he's going to be special because he helped you. And so, yeah, I can't make that decision. That's tenor and bike rides, they got to do. But yeah, we'll talk later. That's-
It's funny because he's the best at what Courtney had done in the
Excellent.
country, world. And
Wow.
he's known for not being a man of many words. He is very quiet. And I happened to notice his calluses on his hands when he shook my hand when I came in
Oh
the
my
second time, because we had
gosh.
some stuff happened. And
Yeah.
I casually I knew he either weightlifted or rode bikes. And I
Oh
just took
my
a stab at it. And I'm
gosh.
like, oh, we come down to Cleveland to ride bikes. So 45 minutes later, we're talking about carbs per hour.
Oh
and
my God.
he's swearing and talking about drinking beer with us. And we're like, this guy is
the connection.
the
So
best.
he gave you top treatment.
Well, I mean, he does only the best, but
Yeah,
So-
that's what you needed, girl. We got to get you back out there.
Yep.
Feel the wind in your hair.
Yes.
Oh.
So at Craig's party, you were telling us some funny stories. Well, not funny. You were telling us actually very heartwarming and touching stories. Some of the different things that have gone on during Barry and Lumberjack that like really touched your heart. And
yeah.
we couldn't hear a thing because it was so loud in there.
Oh, it was.
But I was so locked in on the conversation that is what led to asking you to come on the podcast.
Aw.
So could you tell us some of those stories again?
Since we're kind of on that Lumberjack wave, I remember one year, I've got 3 different ones, but that will just, so there was a woman who was getting cancer treatments, and she said, you know what, this is about killed me. And her husband had done Lumberjack, and she said, if I make it through this cancer, I'm going to do Lumberjack. And guess what? She was the last one across the line, but she did it, and we were all bugged. Kathy, Rick, Tanner, and I were bawling. We're all bawling. Tanner doesn't cry. He's crying. She comes across that line, and she did that 100-mile race. And you know what? People try it multiple times. Steve Bartson's dad, if I can say names, Brian Bartson, signed up 7 times. He had never finished it. And we're just like, no, you're making the time cutoff. This is it. So last year, all the Bartson family was waiting, and he came across that finish line. So that was...
And it was cold and windy. That was a rough ride up.
So finally, Brian Bartson got his patch, Lumberjack finisher. We do have some young turds that, where's my patch? I'm like, did you do all 3 laps? No. Where's my, but they want, I'm like, no, this is only for the finisher. Sorry. I just feel, but then another year, I won't say last names, but Johnny, brother, Lee, had some kind of thing happen where his muscles were like eating themselves, and they were like, is it MS? Is it this? And so they had both signed up for Lumberjack, and Johnny's like, you know what? We're going to take the tandem, and you're riding on the back. I'm going to ride you 100 miles, 10,000 feet of climbing with you on the back. And he did it. And it was so cute. Lee would have his legs up in the air going on the hills. And Johnny would be pedaling. He's just this big muscle. He was but smiling the whole time. They just, I think Dakine had sent us like this retro turquoise and magenta biking kit, and so we made them wear that. We actually have a picture of Tanner and Rick wearing it, and oh my gosh, it is so funny. Yeah, that was back in the olden days, but yeah, so that was one. And then like at Barry, we've had wedding proposals, like this guy faked a flat tire, and he had his girlfriend. His girlfriend at the time was on the back, faked a flat tire. He goes, I think your tire is flat. She goes, no, I don't think so. I don't know. I can't really see. So he went down and got, and the friends all got videos of it. And so they're like, oh, you have to see this happen out on the course. And Mitch and Emily got married the night before so that they could have their honeymoon start at the Barry-Roubaix the next day. So that's
amazing.
Cute.
That's amazing.
I know, they're so cute. And then I think it might have been the last year that I actually raced it. Because people say, oh, do you race too? And I'm like, honey, I don't got no time. It's harder to put on the race than it is to do the race. So there's no time. Nope. The last year I raced it, and Tanner was full in with Rick, and I was still teaching, not full in. I mean, I helped as much as I could during the weekend, but not like, like I do now. But we are coming up to the top of Cemetery Hill, and there is a man off to the side, gray as asphalt. And I thought, oh my God. And there's this man pounding. Hi, Track. You got it, sweet. Hi, bye.
Slight interruption.
He's so cute. He got silky ears. So this is so sad. I mean, but this is what happened. This guy, he was as gray as my pants, and he this man is just like pounding on him. The puppy. This man is like giving him CPR, and I can hear the ambulance. And then another guy hops on and he starts doing CPR. I'm like, well, I know CPR. I teach second grade. Should I help? And looking at the size of these men, and then I'm 106 pounds. I'm not going to do or whatever. I don't know if it's like, I think he's all set. But it's our, the fact that the ham radio guys were able to get this guy help. He was in his 30s. His sister was his contact. So we get a hold. She called Tenor probably 4 hours after he was admitted to the hospital. And she's like, oh my God, this race saved his life. Had he been out on that course training by himself, like he does a lot, he would not be alive. And it was creepy because it did happen right across from cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
So that entire time, I think it was the first year Tenor was, that we brought it to Hastings, that Tenor was involved. That was the year they brought it to Hastings. And I'm like, great, this is not a good way to start somebody. But he ended up living, and guess who the guys were? First one on site was a surgeon who found no pulse in the neck, but got it in the groin, which I didn't know that was a thing. So then I had to check my groin. Oh, wow, you can feel a pulse there. Didn't know. And then the second one was a firefighter, and the third one was an EMT. It was like,
wow.
1, 2, 3.
All these guys were racing at the same time, in the same time. It's like all the balls aligned for this man to survive. And so we're like, dude, all these guys that saved a life. Tenor's like, you have a free entry for as long as you want to race. You saved this guy's life.
The firefighter wasn't a weather wax, was he?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have a friend that does
Maybe.
single speed 100 mile at Barry, and it was the kind of the catalyst for me trying to become a firefighter.
Oh, you have to ask him.
I will next time I see him. He's super involved with the Adventure 906 Club, the kids.
Oh, the kids club.
Yeah, and he's
That's
like real
awesome.
into Margie and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Him and his wife are good people.
Yep. Anyone that gets those kids fired up, that was one thing. We always 18 and younger, free. They get a free entry no matter what. It's just like we want kids to put that first over social media, which is killing kids, and it's so sad. But get outdoors, and you meet the best people in the cycling community. That's what makes our race great. You asked what made Barry-Roubaix. It's the people in the cycling community. Everybody's up and happy, and even on the crappiest day, everyone's got a great story. Oh man, I rode down there. I was riding down there. I slid out the ice, and then a deer came and hit me in the nose. And look, my nose is all bloody. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're happy. It's like, why are you happy? Your nose is bleeding. You got hit by a deer. People are excited, and they have a story, and your dog has a story. Check who you see.
I can take a second and let him out. Real
Oh.
quick. Quiet him down. He's getting antsy.
You gotta go outside? You gotta go see a squirrel? Oh, no. Oh, he knows that word.
He does not have a good track record with small furry animals.
Oh, mine either. 10 groundhogs last summer. 10.
Oh, he's got him beat then.
Oh, yeah. That was just one summer. She's still young.
We had otters out there the other day.
No.
I know. As much as I love otters, I wanted to kill the parents and take the babies. And
Oh, I bet. Put them in your bathtub and nurture them. Oh.
The backyard's at a slight angle, and I was like, I could make a river with a hot tub motor.
Oh, God. That's got to be this whole setup is just gorgeous over here.
Yeah, we live in kind of a weird spot. It's kind of like a little hidden place.
Magic. It's beautiful. It's just.
But I mean, you guys kind of hit the lottery with where you live.
That was a work in progress. I mean,
I know that sigh.
Yeah, that was like the someday. That was the someday. We're like, oh my gosh. Tenor's like all about the Google Maps. He's like, I wonder who owns that property. And we had looked at it about 5 years before we actually bought it because it had gone for sale. And it's like, oh, it's just too. I mean, I looked at it through the invasive species eyes. I'm like, too many bittersweet vines, too much autumn olive. There's no way. This is just junk. And there's probably, like, there's flip-flop and lounge chair down there. That was probably a dump with, like, caustic, hazardous materials. But before then, 5 years later, it went for a lot less. So we're like, okay, maybe we'll lowball them and do a perk test, make sure it's not hazardous.
No PFAS.
No PFAS.
I remember when you guys were building the house.
The trail came first. Let's set priorities. The trail came first.
Kellen, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, their own private trail.
It's the one with the no trespassing sign behind Canada.
I have actually never been on that.
It says no trespassing, but underneath it, it says enter, please.
I have never ridden that trail.
Well, it's a good.
I always feel weird because like
No, don't feel weird. We love it. We love it. Although somebody did swear at my dog, get out of the way, you effing dog. And I'm like, hey. Didn't see me pulling garlic mustard. I was like down there pulling a few. And then I stood up and I did not know who it was. And I'm like, you are not welcome here. This is my dog's house.
I should actually. I always looking for trails I can bring Stan to because he can be a little reactive.
Oh yes,
And,
mine too. Mine with other
They're
dogs.
friends because they've ran into each other at Cansburg. It's the only place I take
I
Stan.
can't believe it. It was crazy. Roxy likes boys. She's kind of bitchy when it comes to other ladies.
So she wasn't even listening to you. She
No.
took off and was hanging out with us.
Yeah, she was like, nope. If she's not on a leash, she's all right. If she's on a leash, it's like, ugh. Yeah, she's got to show who's the boss.
I have the same problem with my dog. I don't think I even own a leash, and I got 2 dogs, and they put them on a leash. They act weird and that, but off leash, they're absolutely fine.
I know. Why? It's like something.
I mean, I wouldn't like to be on a leash.
No, I wouldn't either.
So.
Oh, dogs are the best.
Yeah, I'll have to bring Stan over that way because we're always looking for places that there's not a lot of other people. Just to keep practicing, and he's put on a little weight and can only go about 3 miles before he looks like I'm gonna have to carry him out of the woods.
Well, there is a creek over at the ski hill, so that's always nice. Oh my gosh, it's so funny because Danielle has a dog named Winter, and it started snowing in November. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's winter, and Roxy goes to the door with my friend Winter. I'm like, no, not your friend Winter. It's snowing. But dogs are the best. They're so cute. Yeah, Kit and Oso come over to play. We have a doggy we always call it dog party. Dog party? Do you want a dog party? So Kit and Oso are coming to play on Friday.
Do you know Kim Owens
Yeah, Kimberly Owens.
and her dog Reva? who
Oh,
is
I have not met
One of
Reba.
Stan's
Stan's best friend.
Oh.
We go and play with her chickens at their house.
Oh.
And we go to Cansburg because Cansburg is the best place to bring dogs.
Well, that's how we
Yes.
learned they were friends because of doggy daycare.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I
what?
was standing there with Stan and suddenly he starts freaking out and then this other dog starts freaking out with happiness freaking
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And then they just start playing. I'm like, what the heck? And then we're like, wait. Somehow we figured out that they were best friends at doggy daycare.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's about the time of year where I start going over to their house because I really enjoy making maple syrup.
Oh.
And her husband Lance is a big maple syrup guy.
What?
And there's just something about the smell of the fire mixed with the maple syrup and the chickens clucking and the dogs playing that really makes my spring.
Oh.
You just described a postcard.
For men.
In Vermont. I don't own flannel though. Is that a problem?
Yeah, you're right. You got to make it outside. Do they do it outside?
Oh yeah.
Because you make it in the house and your whole ceiling will become sticky. How do I know this?
Oh,
My
no.
son went to Goodwill Environmental School where they were having sugar bush. And Mom, we need to tap our maple trees. So I bought a spile, a little bucket, a little cover so the squirrel, I said it again. Squirrels wouldn't get it. And we start boiling that. And I'm like, everything in our kitchen is sticky. I mean, you have to constantly boil.
It's an art.
40 gallons of tree sap makes 1 gallon of syrup.
And it's
Yeah.
not just water boiling off.
No.
It takes a little bit of sugar with it, I'm sure. Yeah.
As we found out. So I said, Max, I think that we won't do this inside anymore. But then I had tree bark and acorn tops and stuff that would fall into them. It still tasted amazing, right? Because you made it yourself.
Just like peanut butter has
think-
smooth peanut butter, you guys had crunchy maple syrup. I think it's a new avenue.
Right.
I don't know any maple trees that have acorns, so you might
Wow.
be doing something
We're,
wrong.
yeah, in our house we got maple, we got oak, we got
It's all
triple-
inclusive.
Yeah, it's all inclusive, and our squirrels as well. We've got all the squirrels represented.
We should do syrup at your house, Kellen. You have the perfect house for it.
I do have the perfect house for it.
My lack of flannel reminded me of a lumberjack thing. Is it 10 years you get the saw?
Yes, 10 years, 1,000
It's-
miles.
It's the coolest
I will
thing
paint
in
you a
biking.
saw. I will paint you a saw. With
It
your
is
name.
a giant two-person saw, like the kind that you would
They-
cut, like a lumberjack uses.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cross-cut saw, and I have to go to antique stores to find them.
So everyone is different and unique.
Everyone is different. Every single saw is different, and it's rusty and crusty. I found a man in Manistee that had a collection of like 400 of them, and one of his sons had passed away, and he said, well, the other son has no interest. I'd be willing to part with these. I painted them for, this is 2 years ago. I painted them for the people that were getting their saw that year, or potentially, because sometimes they don't finish, and so, nope, gotta do 10. It started with Danielle Musto. She was the first one to get the,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know Shaver got his because that's the picture. you
Oh
always send me.
yes, because he wanted. I'm like, so then if I know somebody, if I know them personally, I'm like, hey, do you want me to write Bill Shaver? Do you want, so he's like, no way, man, I want Billy, and I'm like, oh, okay, so. I want to make sure that it's a name that they go by. We had a guy that went by Snowflake, so I had to put Snowflake on there. But it's usually, 1,000 miles lumber, whatever. Congratulations and their name, and then 1,000 miles Lumberjack 100 is what I paint on there.
So all those years of teaching handwriting, I'm sure, come
Yeah.
into play.
And I have to do like the Lumberjack font. And I get so nervous because some of those saws have rust nuggets on them. And then all of a sudden my paint pen will like, and I'm like, oh, oops, sorry, you got to edit that. So
Absolutely
you
not.
you got to get quickly, quick. You're not. I'm not going to go buy another saw. I mean, these are like 45, 6,
And you can't sand it.
No,
Like, yeah.
they have a big, clean spot or something. So it's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But yeah, so yeah, that's scary. And I do it all at once. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, I got to get in the zone, and then I just put them out on the front porch, and then I start doing them. Well, then a couple of years ago, we missed somebody. I don't know. Matt put a spreadsheet together, so now they'll never miss anybody. But someone's like, hey, this will be my 10th. And we're like, wait, what? So we go back through, sure enough. So I'm like, good thing I bring extra saws. So I had my extra saw. And so I painted it at Lumberjack. And Jenny did like a fast video. That girl, oh my God, she is so incredible with making the movies. And she's just so clever and so artistic. And the stuff she does for her social media isn't just subpar. I mean, that you want to start with Barry-Roubaix, just take a peek at the stuff she puts on Instagram, and it's just incredible. It's just everything she does. It's like, yeah, she's got an art. But yeah, she made a little Speedy movie of me doing it. I don't know, I'm sure it's got a name, but a Speedy movie of me painting this
Time
guy.
lapse.
Time lapse. That's it.
The promotion video she did when her and Matt were on the podcast was freaking excellent.
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh.
Until
Yeah.
Craig started using his Terminator on the last one, it was by far the best one.
The Terminator. The Terminator Dominator. Oh my gosh.
But I mean, she did 10 photos and referenced every single story we talked about. Everything from Kellen putting googly eyes on everything to when Kyle was the other host, his obsession with The Simpsons, to like their honeymoon trip down Baja. Like
my
every single
gosh.
story, every costume we talked about was in And she put it out the next day. And
Oh my, yeah.
I couldn't be more
Jenny.
grateful.
Oh, yeah.
That's Jenny. She's just incredible. Yeah.
She's the one that told me to keep pressuring you.
Oh my
to get you
gosh.
finally.
Thanks
out.
a lot, butt crack. Gonna get you for this one, sister. Actually, Jenny, oh my gosh, about a year ago, a friend, my friend works at a farm. He's trying to make it like an environmental friendly farm because it was like putting poo runoff into this lake. And so he's like renovating it. But he goes, Marnie, oh my God, you got to come out here. They've got a piglet named French Fry. I'm like, what? I'm calling Jenny. It's her favorite animal. So Jenny and I rode our bikes out to the farm, and the farmer's like, you can let French Fry out of his bin. And so we let French Fry out, and then we're like, we have to get him back in. And so he wouldn't like. He's not like a border collie. He wouldn't like go in. And so Jenny picks him up and the thing is wee, wee, wee.
All the way home.
And she's all the way home. And Jenny's like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was so cute. But oh my, yeah, French fry. We had to go visit, but yeah.
Daryl was one of the first, I think he was the second dog ever on the podcast besides Stan.
Really?
Yeah, I think we had Sprocket it was Stan and then Sprocket and then Daryl.
I didn't know dogs were invited. Roxy would have. No, I don't think. Yeah, Roxy.
Well, everyone's dog's but mine.
You don't.
No, it's for the best. I got 2 short-haired pointers, and they were just high-strung, and they'd be all over the place.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Trex being super good. He's stalking us from the corner.
He's giving us the
like,
weirdo stalker eyes.
Are you gonna say SQUIRELS?
We have to spell TRAILS because, and if I touch a mountain bike thing, it's game over. It's chaos ensues.
How old are you, Trek?
He's 8.
Oh, baby.
You don't look a day over 5, but
He's so cute. You look like a dog I painted. I painted a dog. My friend had her dream was to have a winery. She had a winery up in Leland, and she wanted me to paint the first label. I'm like, well, what do you want on it? And she goes, well, my dogs. And I'm like, what? You want me to paint her dog? So I made Tiki, who looks just like Trek. Tiki and Sage, but I made Tiki blue and Sage yellow because just for fun, kind of like. But that was her wine label for Gills Pier, just unleashed. And so you look like Tiki. You got the little gray.
Talk
muzzle.
about pressure. What's more pressure, painting the saws or painting a wine label?
Well, that wasn't necessary. I don't know. It was just I wanted it to be like a gift for her grand opening, for her dream. It was like her dream. You know, we're old. We have these dreams, and when you get old, they kind of come to fruition. But she wanted this wine, and so I painted it for her, and she's like, I want to make that my wine labels. I didn't know it was going to be her wine label. It was the other way around. I just gave her she wanted a painting for her tasting room. And so I'm like, okay, what size? And I'm like, I can paint a few and you can choose. She goes, just do your thing, Mouse. She still calls me Mouse too. But yeah, so she put it on her label and made little postcards and stuff. So I'll bring you a bottle. It looks just like you.
Is it?
It just looks just like you.
Is that still on the wine bottles?
Well, the thing is, her husband got a different job across the lake, and they had to boo the winery. They had to close the winery, which was okay. You know, everything has its ebb and flow, and we aren't getting any younger. So, yeah, Tanner and I are both gonna have we're following Geets.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I know what that number is.
Oh, it's a big one. Anything that ends in a big 0 is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says the 30-year-old. No.
Me?
Yeah, no.
My next big one, 45 next year.
Oh, yeah. The 5s are good, too. 5s and 0s.
Yep.
5s and 0s.
I'll be 40 in less than a month.
See? Oh, that's when we started riding bikes.
At 40?
Yes.
All right, so there's still hope for
No,
me.
that's when they bought bikes. They
Oh,
started riding when they were 39.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening.
Yeah. 39. No, I think he was 40 by then because it was a winter birthday. That thing hung in the garage and it just burned me up. I'm like, he better ride that thing.
The frame or the whole bike?
The whole bike. Thanks to Scoot Templar, we got all the pieces on there. Yeah.
I mean, that was a while back because
Yeah.
I knew the family,
Slingshot.
the Watts family, who I went to high school with, Adam and Katie.
Oh
so it was
my
like,
gosh. Yes.
And my teacher is who rode his bike to school every day is who got me into it, and that was Don Camp.
Oh, no way.
Yep. And I thought maybe you'd know who it was, and
Yeah.
judging by your face.
Yeah. Okay, so, but I don't know if he'll know who I am, but maybe. Yeah, I hope I put that.
Blonde lady,
Influence,
yells a lot,
yeah.
super positive, kind of loud.
Can do it. Yeah. Even when I'm whispering, according to my history teacher. Oh, gosh.
As the person mixing this, I know that your volume actually has a pretty large range.
I know. That's why I said I don't need a microphone. Don't give me a microphone. It's bad. Yeah.
So what's got you excited this upcoming summer and kind of riding season? What are you most excited for?
That I can ride this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. That's a loaded. I think we have 2 people in the room that are
Yep.
excited to ride this summer.
Courtney and I are going to get on bikes.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly. Yeah.
So what are both of your timelines for getting back and kind of pedaling a little bit?
And, coming out of, let's see, 5 years ago, I started with 1 minute on a trainer in the basement, which if anyone knows me, they know I cannot stand to be indoors. But I was 1 minute. And then I couldn't ride for a day. I had to wait and see how it felt. And then I had got to do 1 minute. And then I got to go to 3 minutes. And it is slowly built up. But now that
What are you coming back from, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, okay, I don't know if anyone knows Jason Ross out there, but he saved my life mentally when I could not ride. I'm like, well, what can I do? I can kayak because my arms still work.
Like train out pain, Jason?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And guess what? Danielle saved me on that one too. She's like, you have to go see him. He literally performed a miracle. I had bone on bone osteoarthritis, and every time I would do a pedal stroke, it was like a knife in my knee with each pedal stroke. And I'm like, I just retired. My bubble in my head of retirement is being able to work in the woods, in my garden, and ride my bike, and walk my dog. I couldn't do any of that stuff. I couldn't garden. It hurt my knees too much. I couldn't ride my bike. That just stabbed. I couldn't walk the dog, and I just went into a hole. As Courtney knows, you just kind of like
You hibernate.
like that. What? This isn't what. But I am known to the people along 5 Mile as the lady that walks backwards, because that is one of my PT. I walk backwards up that hill. I do at least a mile. It's got to be from the entrance
That's
of the
a
game
lot.
area up that hill, and then I walk down it too.
Every one step backwards is equal to 1,000 steps forward.
And that's the way.
And what part of the body is it benefiting? Knees?
So
Knees,
it
hips, everything.
It actually, and then I do all these other crazy workouts I could show you, but I won't. But yeah, he has me doing all these different things, but what it's done is it's created muscle here that's pulled that kneecap off of the bone, literally by strengthening my quads and my shins and my calves. I'm doing all these different things that are strengthening these leg muscles, and he's just a genius at what, and he is the track and field man for the U.S. Olympic team. He is incredible. I mean, he's a chiropractor, but people are like, oh yeah, they do backs. Oh no, he knows your entire body and how it works. And how, like, I remember my mother-in-law tweaked her back, and I said, well, I can see if I can, get you an appointment with Jason. She's never had to go back. She does the exercises that he gave her. She never has had to go back. She's playing golf. She thought but it's so weird. Like how it's all related. I'm like, good ow. Ooh, that's a good ow. Why is he pushing
It's
there?
never a good owl. It hurts until later. It's like 2 days later. It's good owl.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Friend of the show, Eric Graff, is who does me.
Right.
And it's like I go to him with my tail between my legs. I know it's gonna hurt so bad. There's no man that can make me want to cry more than Eric Graff, and he does a real good job of it. I'll be like, my right shoulder hurts so bad, and he'll like start pushing on something on like my left side behind my lat.
Yeah.
And it will be the most painful thing ever. And I'll be like, were you not listening? I said my right shoulder is not working.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, my right shoulder works perfectly fine, and I never have to go see him again for it.
That's one of the shoulder ones, this exercise. I'm like,
The
what?
lean against the door.
What? Why am I doing
Yeah.
this? No, it's miraculous.
So you never had any medical procedure? It's all been all physical therapy to fix it all?
Jason. Oh my God, he saved my life. Mentally and physically, I'm on my bike again. I started with flat pedals.
The right pedals.
Yep.
The right pedals. I started with the right pedals instead of clipping in because I wanted to get that foot position before. I had almost as many, last year I had 3,000 miles. And it's not flat by my house. It's like wherever I go, it's going to be hilly. I tried trail, not ready. It's a lot of standing and use your knees as shock absorbers. And then I also...
You broke your wrist, right?
I broke my wrist, but then I broke my elbow off, my olecranon. And that was just on a gravel ride. I was turning around in a beautiful fall day where the potholes were covered with beautiful leaves. And wham, bam, boom, bam, bam. I went down. I didn't know what hit me.
I think you just sang a Kendrick Lamar song.
Yeah. Well, you know it. And I went down so hard, and I got blood. I degloved, which was a new term for me. That means
I know what that is.
That's a horrendous term.
Do not look that up on Google.
No,
Do
no,
not
I
do
degloved
it.
both of my forearms and under here, and my olecranon, which was also a new term for me. That's the tip of this elbow, was completely off. But I called Tenor, which is why at 50 he said, you need a phone, because I broke my leg, and then I rode 9 miles with a broken leg once. You need a phone so I can come get you if you have an accident. So I call him. Didn't come get me, but my brain wasn't working because I hit it so hard that I'm like, oh, sweet. My handlebars are twisted all the way, and this arm really hurts. So I'm just going to ride this arm like a T-Rex right next to my body, and my other one, because the wheel's going straight. This will work.
So just handlebars completely cockeyed.
Completely cockeyed. Nobody stopped to help the bloody girl and with the cockeyed handlebars. And to get up Heiser Hill, I had to chicane like a skier. Zip, zip. Because I was clipped in. Clip, zip, zip. And then I got home. I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel right. So I drove myself to the Medcare Center and didn't see Tenor until after I came home. But yeah.
Thanks, man.
And then, of course, all my friends, I would have picked you up. I'm like, I wasn't thinking. I hit my head. I wasn't thinking. But,
Yeah, I went through y'all Instagram doing some research on you for a game. You ended up getting a plate and a bunch of screws in your elbow for that?
I had 5 screws and this sled-shaped plate. But you know what hurt? My shoulder, because anytime anyone is that my phone buzzing or is that something? Oh, go away. I never have it on, and then my dad gets mad. Why didn't you change your phone? I'm like, because I don't have the ringer on. But yeah, I had a plate and 5 screws. But my shoulder hurt because anytime somebody would get near me, I would shrug up and why is my shoulder hurting? Well, that was that. And Jason picked that too. He's amazing. Yeah. He was like, yeah, I know what you're doing. So that was a little hiccup in my riding situation too.
So, are you going back to trails this year?
I'm hoping.
You should go with us.
I went last fall, Tanner's like, you will love the dragon. Let's just go and, turn around when you're ready. Let's just turn around. And I had all the whoops that I had when we built Merrell. I was just, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm riding trail. It's, it's not like the ski area where there's rocks and
That's a little
roots and
rougher.
bumps and whatever. So that, I'm like, we should come here every week. So yeah, that's my hope, that I will get out on trail this year.
Well, if you want any help with confidence on the bike, that is something we're not the best for, like Lumberjack or Barry-Roubaix, but we can get you confident on a bike.
Yeah, it's just, broke wrist. Let's see, I got a Harry Potter scar here. So, Tanner recently got some tattoos, and my sister-in-law's like, are you going to get him? I'm like, girl, I have got Harry Potter scar here. I have degloved scars here. I got date night scar here from the tandem when Tanner tried to rip a corner too tight. Date night on the tandem. And then he tells the people that are in their SUV that are like right in front of, are you guys okay? Yeah, we're fine. And my glasses are cockeyed. I'm bleeding. We're fine. Go ahead. We do this all the time. And I'm like, yeah, we do crash all the time.
It's just date night.
It's date night.
You should see Saturday. This is just a Friday.
Friday night. Oh gosh. Yes.
What is your favorite ride from your house? Like what is the ride when you can ride your mountain bike again and feel really good about it?
Oh,
what is going to be the ride that you do from your door?
I used to be very afraid of Cannonsburg until it became my favorite. And that's when we bought our property. I'm like, yeah, we're right there. This is great. So I would ride from Collins Elementary out to the property, and we transplanted all this Pennsylvania sedge. But I always thought after doing the work, I'd go on a quick ride, but then we'd just be too tired. So I'm like, I'll have that someday ride. But I've not had it, other than I did for the first time in 5 years. I almost sold my fat bike, and Tanner's like, just hang on to it. Friends can borrow it. Just keep it. People that come by, then they don't have to get rusty on the roads. They can just, get a pass from Cannonsburg and ride your bike if you. I'm like, I'm totally fine. This year, first time, got on the fatty. I couldn't. Yeah, I did 45 minutes, and then I did an hour, and then one day it was just the conditions were so perfect. I'm like, I cannot believe I rode my bike an hour and a half on that Bill Norman did an incredible job swooping that out and making it fun. And the conditions were perfect. And it doesn't always happen in the winter.
No.
So
You got to take those days and you get them.
Heck yeah. So Tanner's like, you were out riding this whole time? And I'm like, yeah, I can't believe it. You shouldn't do that. Your knees are going to kill you tomorrow. I'm like, but it was worth it.
Yeah. It was.
It was. It was worth it. Yep.
Well, that is all very awesome.
Yeah, and like Court said, you can be in the sucky race with wind and hail and
Feet are numb.
Feet are numb. Oh my gosh, there was a Barry like that.
That was my
Yeah.
few years ago.
Oh gosh, but you just, I remember Tanner saying, "Oh, I'm so sore." I'm like, "I want to be sore from a ride."
I think that's where I'm like, people are like, "Oh, this hurts" and stuff. And I'm like, I wish that hurt.
I'm so
Yeah, it's like,
Did you see Courtney's shirt that she had on that she wore for her podcast debut? She's actually never
she's
spoke.
all bundled up.
She's only yelled from the top of the stairs at us before. You're our first upstairs guest.
Yeah.
tummy ache survivor.
Tummy ache survivor. There's a kitten and a rainbow, and it says tummy ache survivor.
Yeah, girl. Where'd you get the you make that for her too, Brian?
No, her friends got it for her.
My friends sent it to me, like, who I used to work at a camp up in the UP. They delivered gifts daily to my door.
Oh, I love that. That is
There's
so
the, well,
cute.
at least you don't have to wear a cone candle right there, and the positive poo jar on the top of the thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
We don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, you know what? You need that to get through this type
Oh,
of
yeah.
stuff. You've got it. You've got to.
Yeah, kind of a funny story is usually we have our podcast recording stuff downstairs in the basement. And Brian moved everything up here to record today. I'm like, oh, is Courtney doing okay? Is she not able to go downstairs? She's like, no, Marnie's an upstairs guest. We don't bring her downstairs. She's an upstairs guest.
Do you not agree?
We don't need
I'm loving it.
microphones.
There's
with Marnie's
candles.
on.
There's candles going.
There's candles, yeah.
Dogs are rolling.
I wish we could
around.
do everyone up here. This is great.
It's a luxury.
No.
So you're top shelf. If you're liquor, you're a top shelf, not no bottom shelf. It's top
Actors
shelf.
were in the basement.
Oh.
Jill Martindale, basement. Jeff Jacoby, basement.
Yeah, but those are the real people. I'm just subbing for Barry. It's so funny. Tenor will get emails, "Dear Barry," and I'm like, "Do they really think your name is Barry?"
That's a good show on
It
HBO.
comes from the Barry-Roubaix. It's just a spoof on that,
Yeah.
you know. It's just kind of, but people don't know. And
And now your
yeah,
race is bigger.
talking about Graph Man, he took our dog name because we were gonna name Roxy Roubaix.
Oh.
And then Graph Man gets his dog and named her Roubaix. So I'm like, they really just look like copycats. I guess we have to come up with something else. And then we had her Sunshine for a day, and I'm like, no. Then she was Stupid for a day, and no, that's not gonna stick. Dopey, yeah, she's kind of dopey, but that's kind of I don't know. But yeah, she's Roxy Roubaix.
My favorite Barry after party was with Eric's wife, Teresa, and Courtney pouring the fancy beers.
You guys got to pull.
We got
every
the
year
fancy
that I did
beers.
it, I was fancy beer. I'm way too high class for stock beer. So every year I was the fancy type. And I was on the board, so I can make it happen.
You can make it happen. Well, now we have. Now we paid the.
Is it like a rotary?
Yeah, it is the Rotary. Thank you. Yes, Courtney. Got on my wavelength. Yeah, so now we pay the. But yeah, it was great at our volunteer appreciation dinner that we have at the top of the Waldorf. Different groups were standing
Waldorf's
up.
great. That is a great restaurant.
Yeah, well, they host this party for us. We up in their upstairs thing. So we have all our volunteers are invited, and different volunteer organizations stood up and said, you know what, without Barry-Roubaix, there's no way. Like the ham radio, we are the place where people send their people to get trained because thanks to you, we have all the equipment that we need. We've saved hundreds of lives. You know, it started that the guy on Cemetery Hill. It was like they have everything that they need, and they're training people there because, yeah. But so it was nice to hear that, you know, that it's good to see, and you know, people getting homes and clothing, and it all works out. But yeah, it was kind of scary that first year, bringing it over. Is it gonna happen? It needs to leave from a city or something. But they were like, "What is this? Bike race?" They thought we were motorcycles. So I was like, "No, not motorcycles. Quiet bikes, but not so quiet when they invade the town. It's kind of a loud day."
5,000 of them is pretty loud.
And I'll tell
Turns
you,
out.
when we're cleaning up on Sunday, it is like nothing happened. We go around and we pick up every little piece of trash we see. Just our team, our little Pavement Ends crew, and pick up, make sure that my mom always said, when you return something, you leave it in better shape than when you got it. So we go around and we pick up every little thing, every little beer ticket that didn't get used. And some stuff you don't want to pick up.
I work quite a bit in Hastings, and universally everyone I talk to is like, "Oh, the bike race.
Oh.
That's a fun time." Like,
Aw, good.
they seem to embrace the race.
I know.
It really is fun. I will try to get Craig to come down, and
Craig has no excuse.
Oh,
And
after
Shannon would
party,
like it too.
After party, sign me up.
Okay, so
No, but you had to see
here's-
the people racing though too.
Okay.
Oh, you had to cheer them on.
Yeah.
And
I
you
get
know,
to hand out beer and
Yeah.
drink
costumes
and sample it.
Yeah,
make sure
I was
it's
gonna
safe.
say the
costumes
costumes
are
are-
highly recommended.
Yes, the costumes are good too.
So yeah, the drum line that so that is Jennifer Ewers over at the middle school. So this year I get a hold of her again, you know, and I'm like, "Oh, are you guys?" She goes, "Okay, we have a problem. Nobody wants to play trumpet. Nobody wants to play clarinet. Nobody wants to play flute. Everyone wants to play drums so they can play drums at the Barry-Roubaix."
No.
It's like, oh god.
I did the pool table of the guy that lives in the corner of the bottom of the Three Sisters.
The Three Sisters.
That farmhouse that's right there between the shooting range and whatever the road is that goes up.
Young, yeah, Yackley.
Yackley, that's it.
Yackley.
And he was talking about the drum line, how awesome it is. How they look forward to it every year. It was like one of the people that were like super stoked on it. He's like, we've lived in this house, and he's owned a business there that's like a big business, and like they're redoing their whole house. And he's like, yeah,
So cute.
I just plan on that day just staying in the house and listening to the drums, and it's.
I wish everybody was like that. There are some people, and it's like, tenor, goes and knocks on their door and tries to, let them know it's one day, and we.
In all fairness, when the triathlon happens, Courtney and I hate it.
Oh yeah, and
because
that's
we can't
it.
drive down Kansas
But-
Road.
well, we
once-
can, but I don't feel like killing somebody.
Yeah.
Oh no, not that, but like.
Yeah, and I get that. It is a lot of people, but it also brings so much revenue to their little city. I don't think that, there's a lot of people. It's all about me. It's all about me. I can't get out of my driveway. How am I going to go to the grocery store, or whatever. But at the same time, Jerry that owns Ace Hardware said to us, he's like, he used to kind of be like the man that crossed his arms. It was kind of like,
Don't you dare talk to him.
yeah, one of those, and it's kind of hard to read. And his son is just, really easy to talk to. But he came down on that Sunday. I always write a big thank you note, and he said, "Well, this worked out okay. I did more revenue this weekend than I did since the first of the year, so it worked out." And so now I think they see the benefit of what it brings to the community. And my gosh, it just everybody we come in contact with are just great. Every organization we work with is just great people. And then we'll have people we call this guy Backpack Phil. He just comes off the street. Hey, I'll help you. And, we slip him money and pies, and he's as happy as a camper. And he's on his way, or whatever. It's just.
Well, it's not just one weekend they get all the benefits, because like when people go pre-ride and stuff like that, like
We
when
go to the Waldorf.
like when we have, I've been to multiple of the restaurants down there because
Yeah,
I want to eat after that ride, and stuff. So it's not just that one weekend that it brings a bunch,
That's
of
true,
money. It's throughout the year.
yeah,
And those signs up really help.
yeah.
You can
jump
ride
on
it
that.
anytime.
Yeah.
I will make sure I bring these two down there because I'm pretty sure Callum,
Yeah.
you've never ridden it, right?
I've never fully ridden I've ridden sections, but not a full.
Yeah, you have to do Brian's special.
The
The
Brian
22.
22.
Uh-huh.
Just be
I
different.
think there's a good Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Bring
it's
my
not,
earbuds.
and you can't be singing "I stayed out too late" either, because you're not gonna make it. No, it's all good.
But I think this is a good point to wrap this up.
Good
And I would,
deal.
I hope you had fun. We,
Oh my gosh.
We sure did.
Oh, you guys.
This was the easiest podcast. I feel like I've said two things and just let you go. And
Oh my gosh.
it's been great.
I know
though.
my ADHD medicine wears off as the day goes on, so there's like no stopping me. I'm
Mine's
so
usually around
sorry.
4 steps.
For the people that aren't here and can't see, she is beating her mic up. It's completely sideways right now. And she's punched that thing so many
I
times.
don't need it. I'm like, I'm the loudest person I know.
It's really hard to hear you later on a podcast if you don't talk into a microphone. It's really challenging.
Oh, no. I remember when they got him for teaching, and I was like, oh no, my kids don't need to be deaf by the end of the school year.
Courtney, she's like, I'm not going to say very much. I'm like, you're going to be Marnie's comfort blanket.
Thank you.
You're her blankie.
Thank you.
And she's been mentioned on 28 episodes so far, and she's never been on besides yelling from upstairs or
When they do
doing
something wrong.
dishes.
Oh
Or
gosh. Oh
We'll
my.
say something about her. She's like, I heard that from way upstairs.
I heard that. Oh, that's cute.
But thank you very much
Oh,
for coming on.
Thank you.
I'm glad-
Sorry I didn't bring my better half. He would have had the better stories. But-
No. There's just something about the way you tell a
doing-
story that is excellent.
Aw, thanks, guys.
And there was a debate of like to ask Rick and Kathy to come on too, but like Rick is the godfather of mountain biking.
He really
in
is.
West Michigan.
If you ride
And
any of these
I-
trails.
I need to just do Rick.
Right.
And like we talked about it in our group chat about it. It was like to have him come on and like
Tell the history.
yeah.
I mean,
so-
he's the one that got Luton.
and now you can tell him
land.
how fun this was and
Oh.
talk him into it.
Yeah. As long as there's beer, he's in. He's in.
We
Well, there's
that
all the
part
beer
covered.
from you.
Yeah.
that
I
you
know.
didn't
You
drink.
guys can drink that beer because I haven't learned how yet. I'm with you.
But yeah, we appreciate you
Thanks.
coming on. Appreciate you telling us all the stories and all the things you've done for the biking community around us.
Fun.
Playing with
Thank
Craig's
you.
dog.
Yeah.
I love. Look at Trax, my new boyfriend.
You got a
My new
snoot right in your
boyfriend.
face.
Anyways, you could give me love. Well, thanks, you guys. You can edit or not even do this. You can just go, okay, we're not even going to print that one.
You're gonna listen to it. You're gonna like it.
No.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah, they'll put in different voices. That's not me. Okay, but that sounds way better than my story. Aw, thanks.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. We wish you all the best with your bike season coming up, with all the races and that.
Thank you. And Court, we're going to ride, even if it's a 1 minute.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
It's a 1 minute. Okay, we did it.
I mean, my body pretty much ate its muscle, so I have like nothing.
Yeah,
so
I had to start from 0.
Yep.
I mean,
it's gonna be.
Between the two of you, you might weigh as much as what 220. Between the two of you.
I know. That- it's
Who is-
crazy.
One me?
Yeah, who weighs more, one Craig or both of them?
It's
Or
so-
Neil the Seal.
Oh
I
God.
remember visiting Jason in tears, just like
Yep.
I have a bone with skin hanging on it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm used to seeing
Yep.
that. So, oh, don't you boys. I already know that Mary Monroe song.
I don't know what you're talking about, honestly.
Oh, Geets would know that song. Okay. Well,
All right,
I'm
well,
not-
we're going to wrap up here, but everyone, thanks for listening. And remember to keep progressing, keep pushing yourself, have fun.
I didn't know you were still taping.
Thanks, bye.